What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Tilt City here on FSI. I'm Alex Hooper. No Tom this week. Tom moved into a big boy house. So he's doing all that fun stuff that you generally wind up wanting to ask your friends to do. So he's not going to be here this week. It's just me flying solo. Before we get into it, please subscribe here at FSI. Help the squad here. Keep bringing you all the great content. Like the video, of course, and leave a comment. If I led you astray this week on Golazzo, we'll get to that obviously, or if there was something that really caught your eye, something you're tilting about. I am tilting still about the Riyad Mahrez lack of an assist on the first goal for City today, but it wouldn't have been a huge difference. So if that's all I'm tilting about, that's actually not that bad. So let's get into Saturday's classic slate. We'll hit that. I don't need to touch on the Arsenal Newcastle, which I actually did really well on that, just because I played like a 1-0 script for Arsenal, and it was Saka who scored, and he was my captain, and then I forget what else I did. Doesn't matter. So a 3-game slate, and the question going into it was, Salah is super expensive, Mane is a huge drop off, and then also, do you want to get to Thiago or Rashica? And then also Diogo Jota if you wanted to get even more different from the other guys, the top guys. And it turned out that everything but the top guys paid off. I mean, Rashica was good. I don't know if he was in the winning lineup. We'll see. I had him in my cash lineup, but it was actually a brace from Jota and a goal from Thiago, and then a late one from Virgil van Dijk. So look at that really quick, just to confirm and see some assists. Andy Robertson, Salah did get an assist. TAA did get that last assist. I didn't even notice that because it didn't really make a difference for me. I had him in every lineup, but didn't really change much because everyone had him anyway. So nothing in the Norwich Wolves match. Got to a little Josh Sargent, got to a lot of Chan, Hwang Hee Chan. Obviously neither paid out. I don't know what kind of floors were in that game. I might have had Moutinho somewhere, maybe in my cash lineup. Villa 2, Palace 1. I'm laughing because I talked about Mark Gahey on Golazzo this week. Just like, yeah, if you got to punt down to a center back, like this is what I do. Go look at the team. Just pick a team who you're playing their set taker anyway. And I was playing Milivojevic, and I was like, find out who just takes the most shots from them and just pick that guy. And Gahey was the guy who came up for Palace, and he actually scored, but I didn't play him. Matt Target, who I switched out, Ait Nori from Wolves is who I swapped him out with. That was the floor guy there. And of course, Matt Target was the first goal of the slate. McGinn, another guy that I ruminated on for a little bit, got to 0 of them. And then from El Ghazi off the bench for Leon Bailey. Got a lot of Jacob Ramsey. So yeah, I mean, that was that. So I have kind of been retooling my play. As you see here, I got absolutely worked by, I'm not going to try to pronounce RW Hebich. I don't know what he's going for. But so I've been trying to re-up my play. I've been playing smaller stakes because, I was kind of taking a bath for a while, and I just wanted to make sure my process is right. So I actually posted a bunch of head-to-heads today or Saturday in cash because I'm trying to just focus on getting the right cash lineup and then building my GPPs from there. Whereas like before, I was playing almost all GPPs, playing my cash lineup in like the $3 7-man satellites. So I just want to get my cash lineup first and then figure out what's optimal there and kind of build off of that. Then if the cash lineup hits, then some variation of the GPP should hit. So here's a bunch of instances of cash games that I played on Saturday, and I think I lost all of one of them. So let's see where I went wrong. Obviously, there's a 20-point gap at keeper. This swap actually didn't end up hurting me. It's just I ended up paying up for him, both with Rashica. Salah didn't do much, but he soaked up a bunch. Milivojevic didn't do anything, and then I don't know. He got to McGinn, which I wasn't really considering in cash, and I don't like paying up for goalies in cash unless it's a runaway. And even though it's Liverpool, even though it's Southampton, I just didn't want to do it. So here's our actual 4v4, and yeah, most of it's just made up by the keeper. Yeah, really. It's not the whole thing. It's I lost by 18-5. No, 17-5, and the difference was actually 20. So I mean, that was kind of it. I thought McCarthy would at least just get a little work. So nothing crazy there. Luckily, my cash lineups are going to be the same across the board, and I don't really know if there's a ton that I need to explain about it. I wanted to kind of try and block people who went with Salah, which made me pay down here a bunch. And I mean, obviously it hurt me, but this is what really hurt. But here's someone who beat me. No, I beat them. All right, this is the one that I beat. Okay. Anyway, I like Receipts' floor. I disagreed with. I know Blender talked a little bit about like how high is his floor really, and doesn't happen often, but I heard him say it and I was like, I think it's actually pretty high. Just because, and this is completely anecdotal, like when I'm just checking in on my lineups over the course of matches and over slates, I see the way that Rashica is just constantly ticking up. It always still ends me at the end with how much he winds up with. So I mean, this is a pure floor here. That's 1622 for 68. I like him a lot. Matchup matters, but I don't think very highly of Wolves. And it kind of worked out. So yeah, that doesn't happen, but it doesn't matter. It didn't really change because the rest of my lineup kind of sucked. I didn't get the solid goal. I got the assist, which he really didn't do much. So let's go back to high share. Put it here. Another 4v4. And Robertson was the difference. Of course, like, did he still outscore TAA? Not TAA, still got my 0.06. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, 0.06 better without the assist. It's basically just like that cross and a couple other things. Excuse me. So I mean, my core was, I shouldn't say my core. It's the core at FSI. I use that generally. I very, very rarely go off of that. And that's only for GPP lineups generally. So the core is essentially these two. And I think Rashica, actually. So I agreed with it anyway. So if I felt that strongly about Rashica and he wasn't in the core, I would have found a way to play him probably. But this was a target. And I want to say I moved up Ramsey somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where. But anyway, yeah. So TA gets me there. Pay up for Gallagher didn't work. Gilmore I didn't have a lot of trust in. Barely outscored Ramsey, and then Chan did even less than Salah, even without the assist. So, but that's not what you're paying for. All right, so cool. I won one. Let's see more where I got worked. Okay, Thiago. People with Thiago were automatically going to beat me, and that's a big swing. Those are the three guys that, I mean, I wish I would have had relative to my lineup. Like I wish I would have paid down to Thiago and paid up to Allison, but yeah, I think I could sacrifice the 4 points of target to Robertson to make Allison from McCarthy work. But again, I didn't feel like paying up on this slate, and it got me. So here's a Jota lineup. Same guys here. Okay, there's the Moutinho 4. Rashica's fine. Even got the negative here, and still worked me. So yeah, there's got to be a big difference there, and it's Jota. Yeah, it's literally Jota, and then just a little bit of a difference between those two. So yeah, if you went with, shout out Paget, he's a good player. I didn't like seeing that he took my head to, but only got so many black spots. I know he's good though, and I was not thinking at all about getting to Jota, and maybe I could have. I don't think I even played with it to see how it made my lineup look, which that's on me. That's a thing that you probably should do, is if you have an inkling, like just see what it looks like, especially again with what I'm trying to do. Set my cash lineup, get it right, and then kind of make the GPPs off of that. So yeah, I should have at least seen, but whatever. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. Okay, here's a Mane lineup. Got me by 7. So even with the 8-point difference there, they allocated this. Okay, they saw another one I felt really good about and didn't go with. But he's a pay up, so I'm not that mad. But yeah, target instead of Andy Robbo, and then math. Just looking at this, the math doesn't work. But again, it's just the keeper. I got keepered, essentially. So my problem was that I paid up for the best player on the slate and not the random ass goalkeepers. So that's I learned that's reductive, but that's kind of what it was. All right, so here's another Thiago lineup. This lineup makes total sense to me. And after seeing a couple people with it, I kind of wished I would have landed here, because I definitely had Thiago in my holder coming into the day. I'm pretty sure I had Thiago and Rashica and target. but then still I would have got worked because of the keeper. So again, 20-point difference. I lost by less than 20. You can just say it's that, but obviously it's a little more. Yeah, no, legitimately, that's what it is. It's just the keeper here. It's this 2v2, which was 14 for me and 30 for them. Like, this is a wash, essentially. You get the salary, and that's what would have made that work, maybe. But can't beat myself up about that one. All right. I actually don't feel horrible about the fact that I lost all these. It's just a lot of people made the Allison call, which I guess, whatever. He's still gonna, like, even if they didn't get a clean sheet, he still would have wound up with 12. So that's, you're paying up for the extra 5. Like, that's what you're really paying up for. And if you get the additional 5, then great. That's kind of how I think about keeper, at least. But also I want guys to take shots or get shots, but I think Liverpool is a pretty high XG because they get close to the net. I didn't even look at that one. You get it. I don't need to look at my history online. You understand. Okay, so here's my best. I finished 19th with this one, huh? Okay, yeah, it's basically what those other lineups were. I did get to a lot of Jota and Thiago. Actually, not that much Thiago. A lot of Jota. And I just went with Trincao instead of. Oh, damn, Barfly finished second. Hell yeah. Hold up. Barfly's good. He gets better and better, man. He's killing it. Great dude. He just had a kid. He's killing it. I don't know. Probably doesn't want me to say that on the internet, but he's doing well. All right, he got to McGinn and Costa. Okay, so he liked Villa. Interesting. Took a nice Villa stand with the kind of mini Norwich stack, and Jota got all of Liverpool you really needed. You got homeboy Robertson. Then cool, but McGinn's better. Interesting. I'd be interested to see how he got there. I mean, Konsa obviously freed a lot up, but he just liked McGinn and liked Ashley Young. I like that price on Young. Okay, so what do we win with? Oh, Charlie's in third. Damn. Okay, had to be that. If you had all 3 of those in Allison, you won. And Matthew H, he won. What'd Charlie go with? Jota or Sheetza? He went with Young. Oh, Virgil. Nice. I like that. I like playing Virgil. Abnormally high assist equity for a center back, which, like, take that for what it is. He's still a center back, but like, yeah, when his number's low, and especially if you're playing it for a clean sheet, like, he's easy to play. He's good. Not like that's anything people didn't already know. And I'm wearing a Holland kit, so I'm not Dutch at all. Huh. Wish I would have got to Ashley Young. Anyone else in your page is good. Alice stacked with kind of the same thing. Jota, Target, Allison. That's the thing, because, like, so these lineups aren't that much different than, like, these are close to my cash lineup. It's just they have Allison and sometimes they have Target. And I was never thinking about McGinn and cash, but like the rest I was. I don't think I ever thought about putting Jota and Thiago together though. So, that was a place to get the, makes sense, but same sort of thing. Jacob Ramsey, get a little more, went there. Like, yeah, dude, like, I had no interest in Billy Gilmore. That's the other thing. But I mean, he did better than Ramsey and Milo. So you move Bailey and Young. I like Bailey. That lineup makes total sense to me. I just didn't get to Bailey at all. I didn't get to Ashley Young. All right, let's look at a Bodega. Bodega's killing it. We love Bodega. Yeah, same sort of thing. I mean, who the player is going to be. It's just kind of how these fit. And got some nice ownership percentages, a lot under 20. Guys all make sense. Got to go out of Matt Target, and you're good. So Jota, more Young, Manny Cash instead of Target. Okay. Show only mine. Let's see a couple other, like, okay, so here's the one that did well. Let's look at some variations. I did get to Ashley Young. How about that? Brandon Williams did well. Wow, this is a good lineup. It's just Benteke. If Benteke was Thiago, I would have won. But then where would I have used that salary? There's Trincao again. There's my Sargent lineup. Opened up some salary. Yeah, see, so like the guys who open up salary for me to get to Allison basically were what took me down. Like, here's another Jota Sala. And if you notice, I'm keeping TAA and paying down off of Robertson, which when in retrospect, I kind of wish I would have done the opposite. Trincao just killed me. This is my first, I actually built this one like the night before, just because I was like, who's going to actually play them together? And I'm sure a lot of people did. Like, oh, I got Van Dyke. That's funny. But yeah, I was just looking for one more goal from him, grab some floor, get out of there. I had a lot of Wolf stack. I did get to Olise. You've just seen all my Allison lineups. I didn't even realize I made that many. Konate was my punt there. So, but yeah, it's all kind of built around this spot. And then I didn't realize I got to Allison and Virgil so well. What was my worst lineup? Oof, oof, big oof. Sensible oof. Not an oof. Wrong guy, of course. And Gaito wasn't that good. Okay, I'm fine with it. But all right, let's get into, okay, so this was the big one. I just want to take a peek at this. I don't even remember how this game ended. Oh, 0-0. Let's take a look at what a 0-0 GVP winning lineup looks like. I was looking for more of a 1-1 with Mape and then either Forshaw or Rafinha. I knew Forshaw would make up this price. And I knew Lambdy was going to be low owned, cheap enough to open up the rest of this line. Like, these are not cheap pieces in a showdown. Rafinha just wasn't himself. Mape didn't score. The rest, like, I'm fine with. The rest is great. If Rafinha would have been, what, a keeper? Who won? How do we win this? All right, Doberman, he's a good player. Got two up here. There's Charlie. Damn it, Charlie. Too good. All right, what won it? That's right, Cucurella balled out. So I just played the wrong wing back. And then Meslier. Oh, yeah, both keepers. Okay. I mean, that's generally what a 0-0 looks like. Both keepers down here. Best four guy up here. And the rest of the best four guys. And then two keepers. Keeper doesn't always make it, but a lot of times what Charlie did. Dallas, same thing. Sanchez in the captain spot. Dallas. I didn't realize that both keepers had 4 saves. Beautiful. This whip, very good. That's a, I mean, again, that's a 0-0. That's like a very, very sensible 0-0 script. Best floor guy in the slate, second best floor guy in the slate. Actually, no, he skipped Rafinha, saved a ton of money. It's a good way to get different, I guess. If you could play Rafinha here, I don't know. He's coming back from like a COVID thing. And he's going to be popular, so fade him. Another fade, both keepers. All right, so you had to have both keepers. Anyway, moving on to today. That's just how you win one. So I actually really liked my lineup with McNeil and Sergio Reguilon. And then when that match was canceled, I was like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do now. So I had to scramble. The hour leading up to the match is once you get lineups or a game is canceled. Very important. So I went into this one liking City and liking Leicester, and then Everton's prices were good, and I got to way more Everton than I wanted to. Like, Everton's prices felt right, but apparently not. No amount of cheap is too cheap for Everton right now. They're ass. So yeah, so City. This should have been an assist by Mahrez. I had Mahrez in every lineup. I had Gundogan in most. So this should have been to Jesus, this assist. And then Lanzini off the bench just hit an absolute worldie like he does. This one mattered a little less than the other one that like made it 3-3 against Spurs. It just blast from about midfield, hit the bar, shot down, shot up. This one was just top corner because all he does is hit bangers. Fernandinho was off the bench, but kind of knew this was just like a City 1-0, 2-0 game, and it was 2-0 till Lanzini killed all the Ederson lineups. So I really schemed against Watford. So the Dennis goal and the Josh King penalty hurt me. But James Maddison is back, folks. Goal, 2 assists, both of Vardy. Johnny Evans was 2,500, and then Lookman was like 54 and found his way to a couple of my lineups. And then Brentford, who was it who scored? Oh, it was Tony. Penalty? Yeah. So that was that. And then Fernandez is the big guy, the only keeper that I didn't get to at all. So okay, back to it. Here's my best lineup. Mahrez without his assist. Got the Vardy goals, got the Madison goals. Dino was just too cheap. Gundogan scored and got an assist. And then Riga didn't do much for me. Keeper was off. And then Harvey Barnes also should have had an assist, and they didn't give it to him. Where else did I go? There's Lookman. A lot of blue. Yeah, I just had too much Everton. And then Mahrez didn't get his assist. But got the Tony goal. No Mahrez assist. Johnny Evans, bad keeper. Canos really didn't do anything. More Everton. And I should have, you're going to see a lot of Schmeichel in here. A lot of Masuaku because he was up forward and he was 3,400. There's Townsend. Decent floor. Jesus without his assist. But Gundogan has it, so it's okay. Ederson lineup dead. That would have been a 135, but not enough from Gordon. I had a lot of Rico Henry, yeah. So I like to keep a tight player pool. Sometimes it's a little too tight, and then sometimes, you know, like these were all, I'm fine with all of these, and then Sterling didn't score, but whatever. But I'm fine with the guys that I played, really. But yeah, as you can see, I got a really tight player pool, and then all my Gundogan lineups are showing up here. But what was my worst one? Barnes didn't pop off, both the floor guys. Yeah, so I mean, like, this is kind of all of the guys that I played, and then these are the ones that didn't turn out well, are the guys under 10. So, all right, let's look at everything. Win 70, that's a big score. Had Townsend, so had Dennis. Really, all I was missing was Dennis, huh? Just needed Dennis and a, I don't know. I had every one of these guys except Dennis to some degree. I had quite a bit of him. I had not enough of him, obviously. Had a lot of him, a lot of Dina, plenty of Evans, plenty of Schmeichel, and 100% Madison. So, like, I didn't miss, despite my best lineup being 40 points back. I just didn't assemble them correctly. It's kind of funny. And then, yeah, Mara is hurt. But not enough. Oh my God, it's Barfly. He's up here again. What a weekend. Fernandez, man. Oh, keepers. I didn't have a good keeper weekend, huh? Nice little stack. Got to that insanely cheap or expensive Cancelo. It still worked out. Johnny Evans with a nice pairing. Yeah, I don't know. It honestly just feels like, oh, you didn't put those together correctly thing. And I didn't get to Fernandez, but like I just didn't assemble the lineups. It could have been up here, but it looks similarly blue to a lot of my lineups. Yeah. I don't know, man. That is what it is. That should be tilting, but that 6 points from Mahrez wasn't going to get me all the way up there. See a lot of familiar names. Low. Just a little switch there. Not a lot to break down because they're like all kind of the same sort of teams. So, all right. The last one was this 1-1 United and Chelsea. I've never seen this before. That's funny. Sancho. I think I played 3 lineups, and Sancho's in one of them in a 5-1 Chelsea stack. And then, of course, it has to be Jorginho who scores. Not the outlier goal that I was looking for, or low on goal I was looking for. I was looking for Loftus-Cheek because I still liked what you could put together. I only played 1 in the big tournament, so it wasn't my Sancho lineup. The 2v2 was literally Mendy and Tejas for Sancho, and who's the guy that I don't have here? Ziyech, which that'll end up a lot better. Although Ziyech might have required going down for Mendy, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. All right, winner. I heard Moneyball took down the top 10 in today's $15. I think he had places 1 through 10. What's the big one? All right, so it's going to have Jorginho. It's going to have Sancho. It's going to have Alonso, and it will probably have James. So I'm going to say, is the Sancho goal assisted? It would be really weird if it was a Sancho cap with 5 Chelsea. Okay, Jorginho cap. That would have been my guess. Yeah. Outlier goal. Don't play the goalie. Get the goalie or the guy in the other team who scores, because they don't produce any sort of TFS goodness. I was not on Jorginho today, but I can see myself making that same lineup. How's that? Not much to explain. Who'd you have to fade? You had to fade Bruno. That was fine. I faded Bruno in all my lineups. Tejas. I faded Ziyech too much. I have a bias for Ziyech. I always play him, and he lets me down. And he wasn't great. So, as a show, no extra time like normal because it's just me, and I'm not gonna blather about one myself. But yeah, I think I came up like $20 this weekend. So, which is it's 20% of I play $100 a slate ish at this point, just while I'm chilling. So really I'm just playing for the show right now. And hopefully I can hit one soon, then I'll get my mojo back. But didn't win a lot, didn't lose a lot. I'm thankful for that. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving as well. And that's really it. Catch you next week. Golazzo coming out Friday morning for next week's slate. If there's a slate next week, I forget. Oh yeah, let's see. 3-gamer, Liverpool Wolves, Southampton, Brighton, Newcastle, Burnley. All right, so pick your Liverpool round 2. And we'll go from there. But catch me on Golazzo and then catch us back hopefully next Sunday. I'll be here if not him. But until next time, thanks for tuning in.